r/AskReddit. What's a ripoff yet everyone buys? Anything to do with funerals or weddings. No kidding. 1/2 barrel of beer please. Sure, that'll be $115. Wait, is this for a wedding? Why yes, it is. Okay, then it's $320. There was a Reddit comment a while back that put this into better perspective for me. When you offer a service for a wedding, the margin for error goes way down. I'm not saying unnecessary overcharges don't happen, but there is a measure of rationale to it as well. I've heard this is especially true with photographers, since there are many moments that happen just once that need to be captured and can't be restaged. Anything similar to Herbalife/diet pills etc. Reddit coins. Someone is trying to get gilded. Edit. I meant that guy above me, but thanks. No, I think I wanted to gild you. Always buying the latest phone when your current one is maybe a year old. I can understand there might be some situations where it's called for, but most people don't need to always upgrade. Even as a tech guy, I've learned that if something is working and the problems are manageable, just save your money for when your device actually kicks the bucket or can't keep up anymore. This happens mostly because of, in the UK at least, people are on contracts that normally renew in 2-year periods. At that point, the upgrade is free, so people do it because they can. What they need to do is remember that they are actually paying for the phone through their contract. I had a Samsung Galaxy S, then S3, then S5. Got to the 5 and decided not to carry on. I got a SIM-only contract. Cut my bill by about 3/4 and the phone ended up lasting 4 years instead of 2. I like premium phones, so got a Pixel 2 XL. That's coming up 2 years old. The point is, the Pixel was basically free with all the money saved. I just renewed my contract with O2, and they now take 2 separate direct debits from my bank. One for the handset, and one for the airtime. It really makes you think about it more. I'm paying £17 a month for a Samsung S10. Candy at a movie theater. Overpriced yes, but food is generally how theaters make money on a big film, especially Disney. They take 90-95% of the ticket money the first 2 weeks. Often publishers take 100% of ticket sales for opening weekend. The theaters are literally paying rent, employees, cleaning supplies, utilities, etc. for the privilege of showing these films. I really don't begrudge overpriced theater food. If I enjoy going to the theater, I make sure I'm actually giving money to that theater. Some branded items. A lot of the time a product is no better than the generic/off-brand alternative, and may even have close to identical formulas. Branded clothing also has the same concept. You are paying to rep a brand, not for the actual quality. Unless you go for quality. I get all of my button downs from Brooks Brothers and wear them basically every week. The vast majority still look brand new after 2 years, even the ones I don't have dry cleaned regularly. Definitely worth the $100 a shirt. That said, their outlet products aren't nearly as durable and are almost the same price. You can get Brooks Brothers shirts for $50 each. Diamond rings. Moissanite FTW. Only 1 point lower on the hardness scale than a diamond, but shine/sparkles even more. Got a colorless top grade 2K solid moissanite in a 14K gold band for my fiance's engagement ring. Paid $1,500 for it. Same exact diamond would have cost 10x or more. Not to mention blood diamonds, and how little resale value diamond rings have. Just googled moissanite and the first result was literally don't settle for moissanite. Hahaha. See, I don't usually swear. Clears throat. #FUCKING ink cartridges. It's why I went to a laser printer. Any computer/console products labeled as gaming, more often than not, they throw some RGB on it and upcharge a decent amount for it. Now, I'm not saying that I don't like RGB, cause I've got tons of RGB stuff, but most gaming products don't offer a substantial difference from their non-gaming counterparts. Everyone knows RGB adds at least 30 FPS, so sounds like it's worth it, especially if it's set on red. Anything red is always faster. Stickers that rebalance the energy frequency in your body, or stickers with NASA spacesuit material, or whatever the Gwyneth Paltrow's selling next. Not sure about all of you, but I'm not convinced that she's going to be the person to herald in a new era of medicine. Are you saying I can stop trying to put this jade egg in my mangana? No. For the love of God, do not stop trying to do that. Branded medicine. Most people don't even know that you don't need to buy the overpriced Tylenol or Advil instead of the significantly cheaper acetaminophen and ibuprofen. It's sad to know the power of manipulation those pharmaceutical companies have on the general public. Well, the red Advil tablets have a coating with a really nice sweet taste. The store brand ibuprofen must be coated in paint or something because they taste terrible. Well, huck the pills back there farther than your taste buds and swallow. You don't suck on him, haha. Rent to own. Designed to screw over those in poverty who are poorly educated. Also, payday loans. Payday loans should flat out be illegal or the rates should be capped at 5%. They literally only take advantage of people that don't know better. Then where will they get credit? Mom and pop loan sharks. No annoying calls from debt collection agencies, and they do house calls. Lottery tickets by far. My dad has bought around 100 lotto tickets just in the few years I've paid attention. Only one ticket ever got him anything. He won 100 New Zealand dollars. In comparison to how much he's spent on tickets, he's very much into the negative. My dad's entire side of the family always spent $10 to $20 on tickets every time they went to buy gas. I almost had them talked out of it, having gone through the gambling bug myself. Then my brother scratched off $10. 000. Fuck. Cell phone plans, especially here in Canada. They're almost a necessity in this day and age. Yet we pay way more per month than Americans or Europeans. Don't even get me started on the fact that some companies will charge you for receiving a text message if you don't have a text messaging package in your plan. Alcohol at restaurants. Most of the time, what you pay for one beer is the equivalent of buying a 6-pack. You're paying for the experience. I don't buy a cocktail with my meal because I want to get drunk. I buy it because I want a fancy cocktail with my fancy dinner out. And I want that fancy cocktail prepared for me by someone with some experience. And I don't want to have to keep all the ingredients in stock in my house. MLM schemes. Beats by Dr. Dre. Those things cost $14 to make, yet people buy it for hundreds of dollars. Not to mention that there are so much better headphones out there that's so much higher in quality and cost less. Most definitely, I had a pair of Beats and they were awful. The sound quality wasn't good, and I found them super painful to wear, so I could only use them for a few hours at a time. About 6 months ago I finally sucked it up and bought a pair of nice noise cancelling Sony headphones. They've literally been life changing and absolutely worth it. I think they cost more than my Beats, but it was completely worth it. Velcro. Okay dad, when are you getting back from the store? As soon as I've bought some tungsten tip screws and windscreen washer fluid. Grab me some blinker fluid. Bottled water. SMH. Unless you live in Flint. Tap water is held to a higher standard than commercially bottled water. Happy news. Flint expects a full replacement of lead lines by the end of this year. There's other places that are similarly undrinkable, but most of them need only to be boiled. Can't boil lead out of water. Sad news. Flint is far from the only city with this sort of issue. Food in cafeterias or theme parks. At work they subsidize the fuck out of the cafeteria, so I can get stuff cheaper there than I could if I made it myself. They got bought out recently though, so I don't know if it's going to last. Probably not, I suppose. Madden and FIFA games. They're the same game released every year. Single serving coffee pots. Got one of these coffee makers as a gift. Before you know it, we are spending $300 a month on coffee. Household with 2 big coffee fans. It's impossible to find the pods for less than 75 cents even at bulk stores. Usually pay $1 each or more at regular grocery stores. Eventually we bought a high-end drip with a reusable filter. Now our $8.00 can of ground coffee lasts all month. Arguably better coffee too. Got a grinder, and we treat ourselves to high-end beans on the weekend. Even that only costs $25.00 month. And that is stellar coffee, plus I heard just one of the single-use pod makers produced 5 billion of them in 2015. All of them going to landfills where they will last 250 years. After that they stopped releasing production numbers due to public outcry. If you had a Keurig, they now make hard plastic reusable pods that you put your own coffee grounds in. Coffee. You pay for a cup at some places what you pay for a pounds. You're paying for the convenience, rent, labor, and utilities. I mean, don't get me wrong. Paying for drip is absolutely an unnecessary expense, but I don't think it's a ripoff. Also, espresso drinks. Those claw machines at an arcade. Surprised no one thought of it. I pay for the suspense, not the product. Presets in Lightroom. You can do all those moody edits on your own with a few YouTube tutorials and some messing around. Not only is it free, but you can also make them tailored better to your individual pictures. Cigarettes. Heavy smokers probably spend out more than they realize. I know smoking is unhealthy, and thus not a very smart thing to do, but I'm pretty sure every smoker knows how much they are spending on cigarettes. Most toys are way overpriced, but businesses have effectively turned every kid into a consumer, so the demand is crazy. Probably any sort of cable/pay TV. Seems like a ripoff to pay and then have to watch commercials. Especially since providers are also generating extra income from selling customer data. You've reached the end. You're a star. Destroy the subscribe button for more like that.